What up, though? Milwaukee's Realest Podcast. Mr. Unpopular Opinion, Torium.
BB Handy. Hey, y'all.
Milwaukee's Realest Podcast.
So are we.
Right, there you go. You won't have to be like these new hip hop, can't understand what they're saying. They all drugged out, crying and depressed and stuff.
Yeah, ain't no mumble rapping over here. You gonna hear us loud and clear.
Coming straight through.
Period. Poop. No.
MC Tory in the building. Welcome back to Real Bar Talk Podcast, Milwaukee's Realest Podcast. I'm your host, DJ Tory, and I'm joined by my co-host.
BB Handy.
All right, before we get started, as usual, comment, like, rate, review,
Share.
Yeah, share. Make sure you do that, because we be telling y'all stuff that y'all need to know, and the people and the masses need to get the word out. So, how's my pregnant best friend doing?
I'm fine.
And she's sitting over here eating a bowl of Frosted Flakes while we trying to record this podcast.
I'm done now. I gotta just drink my milk.
Yeah, I try not to knock pregnant women, but y'all got some appetites on y'all. Or y'all don't have no appetites. It's like from one stream to another. Either y'all ain't hungry or y'all just eating everything in sight. Even shit that don't go together.
It ain't no string cheese in here. I know that much.
Well, that's sicko. Shout out to Kayla, who's out on assignment.
This
right
is
now.
the second time I've eaten today, and the first time was a bowl of soup.
I got a lot of feedback about that string cheese and Frosted Flakes. People are talking. Well, no, everybody thinks she's crazy.
I was going to say, who agreed?
Nobody.
I should have took that bet.
Everybody sitting there talking about who eats string cheese, and I'm still trying to figure out how she cut the string cheese. I've never heard anybody cutting string cheese. They call it string cheese for a reason. You pull the shit apart. Never
just
heard.
buy cheese.
I love her anyway. We all eat something that's kind of strange. I ain't that out the water.
I don't know what I eat
I
that's
enjoy
strange.
Golden Grams not Golden Grams. I enjoy graham crackers and orange juice.
I don't know anything that I eat that's strange.
That's because it's yours. It's not gonna be strange to you.
No, I know what strange it is. But everything I eat is just normal shit.
No pin rolls on your nose. I gotta doctor some things up. All right, before we get started, real quick, I want to say, since I just found this out earlier, rest in peace to Ezell, comedian Anthony AJ Johnson. Y'all remember him from the Friday movies? I Got the Hook Up.
His only name is Ezell to me.
Yeah, it really is. Dog, I didn't realize a lot of that original Friday cast is past now.
Mm-hmm.
Debo dead. The dude that played Red dead.
Pops.
Mm-hmm. Pops dead.
I didn't know the dude that played Red was dead.
Mm-hmm. Well, not Red. Red Daddy.
Oh, okay.
I forgot what his daddy name was.
I didn't know that either.
But yeah, he passed. There's a lot of members of that crew that's gone. And it's hard to believe that movie came out, 21 years ago? 22 years ago?
Like but he was fairly young, though. 55 is actually young.
Oh, it is.
Not to us, but
yeah,
not for me.
I agree.
Maybe you up there, but
shit, even though I'm up there, I still say 56 is young.
Yeah, that's still young.
I like to see a couple of my golden years. I always give myself to about 72, 73, then I'll be ready to check out. I don't know.
Yeah, who want to be 80 and stuff?
Right, can't move around peeing on yourself and all that. Nah, I don't need that stuff. I just need a couple good years of retirement. Then you can go ahead and cash me out. Just a couple good years, about 4 or 5 good years of retirement.
Yeah, get the rest of the kids.
Yeah. I mean, what I'm gonna do at 75, 76 years old? You know, eyes go, well, eyes already going, but I can't, you can't see, can't
be
hear,
losing
can't
everything.
can't eat what you want to and stuff. Just let me die.
My grandma can't see nothing. I walk in the house, say, "Hey, grandma," walk in the kitchen, look at her, and she still be like this. I'd be like, "Woman," but I just
You got doctor's appointments every week and stuff, and your highlight is going to the grocery store or getting the mail. I don't want to do that.
my grandma must be a different kind of old then, cause she just be gone.
No. Because she was just on a cruise with you before the pandemic.
She finna go on another cruise too in November.
Oh, see, there you go, Granny. Get your shit off.
She's upset that I ain't going with her, but I said I'm not getting the vaccine, so you can count me out the trips.
That's dope, though.
Yeah.
I want to be, hit older years like 60s and my 60s, do a whole lot of travel. 50s and 60s once the kids grown and now my hair and stuff. I spend those 20 years traveling. Once I hit 70, it's about time to wrap it up. Get my affairs.
Man, he retired. He retired on a cruise ship.
Who?
It was a man on our cruise. He retired on the cruise ship.
Oh, wow.
He just gets off and goes right back on that joint.
Really?
He got a room and everything. He gets the same room.
Where the fuck he retired from?
I don't know. He was Hispanic though. He sings the karaoke every night. They all know him by name.
They do?
Mm-hmm.
That's dope.
He was singing Frank Sinatra.
Oh, so remember last week I was talking about all them people receiving quests and getting all that money and $1 million a month and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
No, I went to Woodman's and it wasn't down there shit on the shelves on Saturday. It's just like these people had came and ransacked the joint. I just don't get it. Why is people getting so much money in quests? That is not gonna solve the pandemic.
It had to make up for the fact that they ain't getting unemployment and all the other stuff, I guess. Like Biden just giving stuff away like we've made of money. Like money literally just grows on trees in this joint in America, allegedly. And then all them damn immigrants. That's probably why them immigrants is under that bridge down in Texas right now. Oh, you know that?
Mm-hmm.
It was a bunch of immigrants. They just literally walked across the border and they all under a bridge.
Get them a quest card too, as from what I see.
That's exactly what Biden gonna do and say, yeah, you can just come, come.
Everybody being fed by the U.S. because I don't see why everybody needs $1,000 a month in food stamps.
And this is exactly why the U.S. is in so much goddamn debt.
I don't even know if we're in debt. I think they're just making up numbers at this point. Just, the numbers ain't nothing but
apparently we owe China.
We've been owing China. We've been owing China since I was a kid. We've been owing China, Russia.
We ain't never gonna stop owing China. This is why they just running wild.
Most of these wars that we done had were cover-ups for debts that we could not pay. So we decided to go bully countries. Like the whole Middle East. The whole Middle East back in the 90s with Desert Storm and shit. It was because we couldn't afford to pay for their oil. So what we decided to do, we're gonna go over there and take the shit.
See, that's why I don't go to no military or nothing like that.
Think about it. 9/11 happened. And we know who did it. We knew who took credit for it. Al Qaeda and Bin Laden.
Mm-hmm.
And we gonna start attacking Saudi Arabia. It's Saddam Hussein. Like, what the fuck? Wait, what a second. Were they in cahoots? Do they even know each other?
See, this why we be sitting up there like, mind your business. I'm not going to nobody's war. Y'all got me messed up.
Yeah, one thing I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna go home and relax my mind by watching this movie Karen everybody keep talking about.
I'm not watching that movie.
I have not seen it. I
don't understand why people like watching movies that get them triggered so much.
I don't know, because I'm one of them people.
I stopped being one of them people. I think the last movie I watched that got me triggered was what is the movie When They See Us or How They See?
Oh, When They See Us?
Yep, that movie. That's the last movie I watched.
That movie tripped me out. And the thing was, I didn't know it was as bad as it was. I mean, I don't think it really got...
It was actually worse because it's like, I feel like they left out a lot of parts because I don't care what nobody say. I feel that boy got raped in jail.
Oh, we already know.
And they left parts like that out. So I'm just sitting up there.
I think that would have just been too much and pushed everybody over the top.
And I feel like they gave him too much sense, in a sense, even though he had no sense. They gave him too much because he's actually slower than what's in the movie.
But he didn't figure nothing out. everything happened in the movie was luck. He just happened to be locked up
I
with
know
the dude
that,
really
but
did.
it's like once I seen like the real him, I'm like, oh, he's really just off the radar, like slow, and y'all took advantage of him.
Mhm.
But when I see the character, I'm like, oh, he was just a stupid kid in a sense. With you probably was
Naive,
just in the
such a-
LD
yeah.
class, but you had a little sense. This man was just really not all there.
Or I wonder how much of that was traumatic shit that happened when he was in jail, because he got beat
True.
up quite a few times in jail. Then
True.
you know, I guess I'm one of those people that can deal with recreational sadness and shit like that. You know, I watch movies like Roots. I watched the remake of Roots. I watched, you know, like shit, old school shit like Mississippi Burning, newer stuff like all these Netflix documentaries. The one about the 60s where they were fighting or protesting the war and the cops took them all to trial and shit.
See, I don't.
So the Karen movie won't be no different. I'll watch it and just because I accept.
What is the Karen movie on?
I don't know. I got to research. I just see everybody talking about it. I thought it was a Lifetime thing, but
you just assumed it was Lifetime.
I did. That's where most Karen movies are. They just ain't called Karen.
That is true.
What was okay? So yeah, I think it was Lifetime that movie was on.
Are you sure?
I think it was. I didn't say it was on. It could be on Netflix, could be on Stars, could be at HBO Max. I don't know. I hope it's on something I got because I ain't signing up for no new subscriptions.
It got some horrible ratings.
But what channel
on IMDb?
Oh, that's free TV. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
Oh no, that ain't what it's on. I'm talking about the ratings.
Oh, because look, dog, I think I got like 6 subscriptions now. I can't afford no more. I might well have cable.
I don't have all that. I have Disney Plus and Netflix.
It's not just me because you know I got a wife and kids too, so
they better put their cards on it.
I got Netflix, I got Star, and I don't believe in sharing because niggas don't pay their shit. So you go sit down and watch something and they ain't paid their stuff.
You didn't pay your bill this month.
Because I remember me and Ravi had a little come to words about her.
Nah, y'all be switching stuff out.
And her, I log in, her shit don't work because I wanted to watch Godfather Harlem and Encore wouldn't work. Wait, is it Encore? I forgot whatever app that is. Wasn't working.
So you got it yourself?
No, I waited for her. I texted her like just
pay
in a polite way. You need to take care of your shit. So I got Peacock.
It's on Amazon Prime. You got to pay.
See, I'm tired of them. They done caught on now, and they making you pay for all these movies too. They ain't giving away free movies like they used to. That's what
it's like I forgot the whole chunk. Was it the Shang-Chi or whatever? It went to A. Marie text me. She was like, "Is that on Disney Plus?" And I looked on it. I was like, "No, no, it's not."
They put it in the movie theater, but the Black Widow they put in the movie theater.
That's why she's suing though. But
they said she ain't getting a dime because it was in her contract. She just didn't read it.
Yeah, but I heard the movie was trash anyway. And
which one, Shang-Chi or Black Widow?
Black Widow. Shang-Chi was good.
It wasn't all that good.
Shang-Chi was really good to me.
It was really good to everybody. Everybody enjoyed that movie.
I'm
gonna talk about it once another week pass, and everybody that's seen it, maybe.
It's some good action in there.
The fight scenes are the best.
Yeah, it was some really good fight scenes, and I like the graphics of it. And I like how she was, dude, mama was beating his daddy ass and gracefully and just crouching tigerly. She just spin around in slow motion, looking at him like, yeah, that is literally like that though. She just starts spinning around.
Retarded. Wait, you can't say that word in 2021 no more, can you?
You gotta say retardation. You gotta say the proper word for it.
You can't say shit no more nowadays.
Why you say shit?
Well, nothing. Anything.
You can't say that either.
Well.
Why you say anything?
Just cancel me. How about that? Just put me in the cancel class like everybody else.
That's what I do. I just say what I gotta say and get canceled.
They've been canceling people that night even going north.
Kayla in the comments.
Oh,
that we ain't looking at.
Oh, that's right. That's our engineer over there. All right, Kayla, you got here just in time because we are getting ready to jump into some current events. Okay, first off, foremost, I am becoming perplexed at this Sha'Carri Richardson girl. Now, I told y'all off top she should have been held accountable. When I said it, y'all jumped on my case. Well, folks jumped on my case. When I said she was disqualified for smoking weed, she needs to hold herself accountable, and y'all want to baby her, and we're going to surround her.
She held herself accountable.
We're going to surround her and lift her up and basically say the U.S. was wrong. I mean, not the U.S., the Olympic Committee was wrong, but not letting her run. And I said, hey, you got to follow rules. But when people
she held herself accountable. So let me cut you off there. She held herself accountable.
Okay, and the community still babied her. They said, you need to do better.
That's our baby.
You need to do better. Well, then the girl comes back. And then 1 month later, you know, in her qualifying, she comes in dead last. Then in the race after that, she also loses. She takes 2 straight losses. Miss fastest woman on the planet, which I'm starting to believe is a fluke. I can say this because I'm black, so I'm not tearing the black woman down. I'm just calling sports the way it is. Well, Usain Bolt took to an Instagram post. Usain Bolt, 8-time gold medal. Liz basically told her you just need to train harder and, you know, stop with all the, you know, basically distractions. In my opinion,
he should have minded his business.
No, he shouldn't have. These are things from people that she needs to hear, especially people that are more accomplished than her. He did not get that way by not knowing what he was doing. He's trying to encourage and help her.
He didn't say it to her. He said it to a media publication.
Maybe he doesn't have her number. Maybe he doesn't know how to contact her. Maybe he doesn't know how to contact her.
But I'm not saying that to coddle her because I feel like she was wrong. I agree with you. I feel like she was wrong, but don't sit up there like the girl is. She understands she fucking lost. Well, I don't know what she understood, but she fucking lost twice. She sits up there and says she finna train all this and that. Like, what was the point of you just kicking her extra while she down? In a sense, like, you stick to your men's sports. The chicks in Jamaica already said shit to her. You shouldn't have said nothing. What was the point of you saying some shit?
It was just encouraging words. You just need to train harder.
Okay, you could have just said next question.
But the funny thing, okay, so now if he had said something positive to her, should that have just been in the inbox, or could he have said that publicly?
Yeah, it could have been in her inbox. I feel like at some point, if I was in her shoes, at some point you gonna shut the fuck up talking about me, especially when you ain't said shit to me.
I saw that whole comment or whatever, but that's not how the world works. That's not how the media works, especially when
to hell with her. She too rude in my Jamaican voice.
And when you amass some kind of fame, these are the things that happen. Okay, you one of the most prolific, you know, black athletes in the center of what we call both social media and the media. These things are going to happen. This man didn't tear you down saying, ha, you lost 2 races. I would never. He just told you, block out the noise and run harder, train harder.
He didn't say that, though. If he would have said that, it could have been taken differently, but it just sounds like he's saying, hey, train and shut the fuck up.
Okay.
I ain't saying I'm not saying she shouldn't train and shut the fuck up. I'm saying you could shut the fuck up talking to me. It's like after being like so much shit talk to you so much, this is just if I was her. After you talking all this shit to me so much, after I'm just getting kicked down, I'm gonna tell you to shut the fuck up talking about me too.
Yeah, but here's the thing: while you sitting here battling me in social media, you still losing races. Your stock is still going down. The shit I might have done, whether you liked it or not, is gonna kick you in the ass and make you at least want to prove me wrong. That's most people. You know, coaches, sports writers, fucking analysts. They don't go talking to you behind closed doors and in private. They do it live on their shows and from their fucking fan pages and all that.
Analyst. He's
the greatest runner on the planet.
He's a runner just like me.
He's not like you because he's actually good. And I would tell you like this: if I was an aspiring, you know, Olympic athlete or track star or something like that, but even that man to take the time a day.
Beyonce ain't coming out in public telling you to shut the fuck up and sing more. She gonna tell you behind the scenes.
Maybe that's true or whatever. But you know, I never have gave Beyonce the title of the greatest.
I'm just saying.
vocalist either.
I know, but I'm just saying. Beyonce. Everybody puts Beyonce on this God level and shit, and a lot of shit she does is behind the scenes.
Yeah, but she's just not a social media person. Neither is her husband. So I get what you're saying, but that's not one in the
And
same.
I get what you're saying also.
But
shut the fuck up.
she does
and
need to
say
shut
it
the
to
fuck
me.
up and just need to start running.
And say it to me.
You know how much training she could have did when she done all these tweets and liking that Jamaican.
I want to. Kobe ain't sitting up there doing that shit either. Well,
Kobe is gone now. But,
but Kobe wasn't doing that shit either. Kobe was talking behind the scenes too.
No, he wasn't. Kobe get right on somebody's show.
I don't know all that, but
he
I'm
done
just
called
saying,
Shaq
Kobe,
fat and lazy. He said I could have had 10 rings if it wasn't for Shaq being fat and lazy. He done talked about Steph Curry and everybody he's giving criticism to. I mean, I get it. Some people can't take criticism, especially when you're mad that you're losing. But it's your fault. You'd rather be right than be good. She's too busy arguing the facts.
Who was talking about her at the time, though?
Who?
Shakira. Who was talking about her at the time?
What do you mean?
Like who was talking about her? Like
how she brought up in the when
how was she brought up for one, and was she in
any
bullshit or was she just keeping to herself quiet at the time?
I don't know because I haven't known that
she wasn't saying shit after she did that shit with the one chick. Flex.
Oh, okay.
Now,
Wait, I thought
with her situation, that was disrespectful because she gave good criticism to the girl. So I felt like that was disrespectful as hell. What she did with the girls with Jamaica, that was disrespectful as hell. But him, I just felt like criticize the dudes. Stay out of female shit.
I don't agree with that because if he was praising her or trying to help her, which I still believe he was trying to do because he didn't have to say anything to her at all, then people would say he's just looking out for the males and don't give a shit about the black women running, female runners.
And that ain't got shit to do with him. That ain't got shit to do with him. I'll be like, that ain't got shit to do with me.
No, I'm just looking at it like this. Honestly, and not even arguably, the greatest and the fastest man alive is trying to help you out. Trying to tell you what you need to do. No, because she's too busy clapping back and talking. I got this, and you obviously
she didn't
don't.
Say I got this.
I'm just saying.
She said Shakira this, Shakira that. Like, did nobody you didn't give good criticism to her? She clearly knows she got to train. You didn't sit up there and say, "Hey, if you lift your legs up like this and run like this, you gonna win." I'm
just gonna be like this. The girl is not ready for the celebrity status that she has.
I agree, but she's like what, 22?
Yeah. I'm like, she's just not equipped, just not ready for this. Because these are things that come with being an athlete. You have to know how to have people talk about you, criticize. There are shows meant directly to dissect every fucking thing you do.
That girl just want to run.
Pardon the interruption. Around the horn, Skip and Shannon. All these shows are centered around dissecting every fucking thing you do. If you can't handle people talking about you, then you just shouldn't be a celebrity. Now, I get it.
She didn't ask to be a celebrity.
Nobody does. Especially when you're an athlete.
When you go into the entertainment business, you do ask to be a celebrity.
Okay, nobody asked for people to be in their business. I put it like that.
And my thing is, for every action is a reaction. Y'all can't tell her how to react to somebody sitting up there down talking her. Like,
I didn't tell her. I'm just giving.
Someone who is a very defensive person, I can get where she comes from. That don't make her right every time, because I said when she is wrong, but it's. And that I say I agree with, but
your points in the mic, sir.
And that point I agree with, but she wasn't saying shit for him to sit up there and say anything about her. It's just like maybe they said something to her, like said something to him, like, so what do you think of Shakira? You could have said something different other than that shit. She'll be on Love and Hip Hop in 2 years. Shut your ass up.
I might agree with that. She just might be on Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah, but if she on Love and Hip Hop, then I'll be like, okay, you open for criticism because you put yourself in that position.
No. Can't let you get away with that.
If you want to run,
if you are in the public limelight, that is what comes with it. That is what comes with the $1 million endorsements. That is what comes with all the fame and fashion. That's what comes with the whole Met Gala situation and stuff. People are talking about you.
She put herself in the limelight by
Shut up.
all her flamboyance and the attention she put on herself. So that was her fault. She didn't ask for it, but she did.
I mean, it's like saying I'm the best. What is saying I'm the best? Putting a bullseye on your back. That's all it is. Saying I'm the best at anything means you're a target now because you've ascended to a level that others want to be at. So now they're going to come at you. They're going to bypass everybody else. Yes, there are 15 other runners that are fucking up, but you were the one that was deemed the fastest and broke the records. So we're bypassing these nobodies, and everything you do, we're going to criticize. Is she a regular human being? Yes. Is she a regular person? Yes. She's showing that. She gets upset when you say something to her. She gets frustrated. She gets flustered. It's shit. Just like most people I know, she takes right to social media.
But y'all criticize her for getting upset when she technically can be upset.
No, I'm not criticizing her for getting upset. I'm criticizing her for allowing herself to do things particularly detrimental to her career.
Okay.
That's what I'm criticizing her for. She needs some fucking publicist. That's what she needs.
Maybe she does have one.
She need to fire that publicist because that's why most entertainers have publicists. So they don't go off the rail themselves. Hold on, bro. I'm removed from the situation. I'm a third party. Let me get the Instagram page and answer for you.
Her publicist probably told her.
Let me write your response for you.
Wow.
You see what happens when you don't have a publicist? The shit with the baby. You make that comment or that statement, and whether you made it maliciously towards LGBT or not, you didn't respond correctly. You suck a dick
in the parking lot.
You didn't respond correctly in your apology and made the situation worse. A publicist would have been like, hold on.
And I still don't think, I think he was wrong to a certain extent. But
that's why you need a publicist to come and say, hold on, bro, I'll take care of the response. Or just read what I wrote. Fucking politicians have publicists, celebrities, everybody has.
I think I need to get off this pod because if it blows the fuck up, I'm not ready for it because I'm gonna be like, I said what the fuck I said.
Sitting across from Oprah trying to answer yourself.
Yeah, y'all gonna be over here criticizing me.
That's not what I meant.
No, I meant that shit. I meant that shit. Fight me.
Oh, she gonna be like Boosie. Whole world talking about she wrong, but I'm not though.
That's exactly what I'm gonna be like.
Like, Amber, please just apologize. No, I'm not apologizing for shit.
Fuck you all.
I'll say it again. I hope burn in hell.
That's me right there.
And now moving on to, I hate to sound like I'm picking on black women, but it just ain't been a good week for them. Nicki Minaj has started an international incident with one fucking tweet. Now, Nicki Minaj, telling stories of the cousin's boyfriend or whatever who, became sterile after taking the vaccine, which we found out had no weight to it. But when you're a person with 25 million Twitter followers, and then you go to Instagram, you got another 20 million and stuff. These things are going to be researched. Now, the CDC publicly, and this I did not know they would do, got involved because it was Nicki Minaj. She has a big following. People started retweeting and sharing it, so they started following it up. They made claim on CNN that they did their homework. In this case, it never happened. So now
she said it made him infertile.
Yes.
But I would like to say, if you go back on some of the pods that I've done, I've said there were stuff that came out where they said it makes you infertile, which is why I was like, I'm waiting until I have a kid. And then all this stuff is more searched out because they posted stuff on other like little blogs, like on the Shade Room, all this and that. The CDC says you could some people have become infertile and all that type of shit. So it's what she said, her story, I believe is a complete lie, but the CDC has came out and said little shit like that, just posting stuff.
Well, we know that your baby daddy is not vaccinated.
I never thought that I would see our government crumble around a celebrity or a story by a celebrity, but they did. I mean, this is taken to the Congress room floor. I mean, the Senate floor. And Dr. Fauci has been on CNN talking about how this has been a big waste of time because the story was just not true. Those were his words.
I wish
just
I
not
still
true.
had the little post that said that shit.
Just not true. It was unfounded. And then after all this, Nikki says, "Oh, I just need to do more research on the vaccine." Well, why would you even start?
See here.
Why would you open your mouth to say
I
this?
I didn't mean that.
I'm not
Right.
Here's my thing. I'm not a Nicki fan. I liked her since the whole Cardi shit she was pulling, but I feel like the media only pulled out what the fuck they wanted to pull out. Granted, her story was a whole fucking lie in my eyes.
And then everybody else.
Yeah, but before she said all that, she said she needed to do more research. That was she said that before she even said the story. So y'all ran with what y'all wanted to run with. She said if y'all have to get it for y'all job, get it. If y'all got to do what's best for y'all, get it. She said she needed to do more research because that's why she didn't go to the Met Gala. But it could have been
just left at that. It did not have to go into stories about.
I agree, but to jump on her about that part, but not everything else. When in fact, I even saw stuff last year when they was posting stuff about it making people infertile.
Well, there's too many people I've seen get knocked up now on my timeline with behind the vaccine. So yeah, I mean, it still could be true, but I mean that part. We'll leave that over here. That part could be true,
that ain't nothing
or whatever.
They're
saying there have been no known cases of infertility. Maybe it could be. Well, I'm not even arguing that point. I'm arguing this point. Again, if you're a fucking celebrity, there are certain rules you have to follow, man. You can't just be tweeting everything that you heard or you hear. It is not like me and you sitting up just getting on Facebook posting the status. Yeah, I heard, this person lost their balls behind, taking the vaccine, or this chick period wouldn't stop after she took it. We can say that stuff and nobody would give a fuck. When you one of the most famous people in the United States, you kind of have to, have a little je ne sais quoi about what you say. It has to be, a publicist. That's what these folks need. A publicist.
Yeah, her publicist can stop her from marrying that husband of hers, so they can't stop her from doing nothing else.
Well, now she's been invited to Washington to have a sit down. I hope they arrest her ass because I just causing this big old. Now you got the Barbs, because what? It's like 5 groups that I say are the worst fans on earth, and the Barbs got to be in the top 2 or 3.
The Barbs is number 1.
You got the Barbs, you got the Bayhive, you got
no, because Beyonce can come out and tell them to chill out and they'll shut the fuck up. The Barbs go against fucking Nicki at times. Like, bitch, you really married this nigga after we told you not to marry? The Barbs ain't shit to me. I can't stand them.
So is it I get a top 3. I think the top 3 are Beehive or Bayhive.
But I would like to say
the Barbs
Nicki was
and them Taylor
right.
Swift, the Swifties or whatever they call them, Taylor Swift people. Them is 3 of the most ruthless fans. I mean, groups of ruthless fans I should have ever seen. And they rallied around Nicki, which made the situation worse.
Well, like I said, she wasn't entirely wrong.
Okay.
Except the ball swelling.
Now, this goes to an old white man. I was a fan of his. I grew up watching him. It's a whole shift from what we would normally talk about. Last week, Wednesday, I was watching this show I like to watch. It's called Dark Side of the Ring. Comes on Vice. Basically, Dark Side of the Ring takes old wrestling stories from the WWE and ECW and, federations like that, and basically break down some of the behind the scenes things that happen, wrestlers on drugs or abuse or murders and all these things that happen behind the scenes in wrestling. Well, this particular one was named Plane Ride from Hell. It's basically a story that happened in 2002. The WWE had just finished the UK tour, and they had booked a private 747 to fly back to the United States. But there was a problem on the tarmac in the UK. They were stuck because there was a storm in Connecticut. So they couldn't fly right out. So the wrestlers are stuck on the plane, on the tarmac. And what do? They're bored or whatever. They start drinking. And they start drinking carts and carts full of bottles of liquor. Not the little bottles that they serve us on Southwest. They have full bar service. and they're just drinking gallons and gallons of alcohol. Some wrestlers, or most wrestlers who are prescribed prescription medication because they fall on their backs and get knocked in the head for a living, have different kinds of horse tranquilizers and all this other shit. Well, they're popping them to go with the drink and all this, and these wrestlers got out of hand. Particularly one story on this plane, which is an ongoing investigation. Cancel culture has got to him. We're talking about Ric Flair, the Nature Boy Ric Flair, disrobed, put his Nature Boy robe on, and went into the galley and began to twirl his penis in front of one of the stewardesses. After
What
twirling
the
his
hell?
penis, he cornered her in the corner and made her touch it against her will, grab it, and wouldn't let her leave the galley until, he was satisfied with her, touching his penis. Since then, this story happened in 2002, but since this is aired, cries have been made on Twitter, hashtag fuck Ric Flair. People have begun to take his name down from various awards he's won. This man has been a wrestler for the last 50 years, probably one of the most famous professional wrestlers ever, and is now being canceled over this documentary story.
What the hell? It's not funny. I'm just like, how drunk do you got to be this damn stupid
Very
and
drunk.
disgusting?
Please tell me he didn't say woo. You know he did. He had the Ric Flair robe on and everything.
I would have
underneath.
yanked that motherfucker off playing with me.
And I understand. You know what? I had to put myself in the situation as close as I could because, like I say all the time, men can never understand women. Women can never understand men. It wasn't our job to do that, but to put myself in the position of a woman, I first start thinking about this. There is nothing on the face of this earth that are more threatening to women, that have to be more scary to women than men.
That is true.
The biggest threat to a woman today is always going to be a man. Men, atomically are bigger and stronger. In most cases, more fierce than women. To walk down the street and be a woman, to have to walk through a crowd of men has to be something, just downright frightening.
We scared to just turn y'all down for giving y'all our number now.
So now these are regular men, but we're talking about these stewardess on plane with 6'5", 300, 325 men who are all solid muscle.
All I see is cha-ching because I'm suing everybody.
Well, the thing about it, just to fast forward to the end, because I doubt anybody watched the documentary. Basically, there were no repercussions for Ric Flair. Numerous wrestlers got fired and fined, but Ric Flair, being who he is, escaped all punishments. Basically, Vince McMahon settled all debts out of court, made everybody come with non-disclosures, and paid all the stewardesses off. And the thing that got me, that I've never heard from I've heard these stories a million times, many different ways.
If they sign NDAs,
I'm guessing she just didn't care. I mean, here's my thought of theory on this. If she signed the NDA, and we're talking about a matter of 20 years ago, she signed it, and then she said, you know what, this fucking with me so much, I'm going to tell my story anyway. Well, in order for the WWE or Vince to sue, they first must admit everything she said happened. So do you really want to open that can of worms? Do you want to be the WWE and say, we told you not to say nothing, now we suing you? Well, now that's public record. I'm now being sued because I broke the NDA. That, okay, so they made you sign an NDA after all this happened. So the WWE knew the shit was real and they didn't fire Ric Flair. They didn't.
And that's going to open the can of worms to who else has went through this shit. So
because she admitted, because they accepted the non-disclosure and the settlement, you basically are saying it happened anyway, right?
Well, yeah, but there's a gray area because we don't know what happened in the non-disclosure. So now if it becomes that they sue her, they're going to have to pinpoint what she did in that non-disclosure that she was able to be sued for. That now becomes public knowledge. It's going to have to be, okay, we're suing you because you violated the non-disclosure. Well, how did I violate it? Well, you said, the incident with Ric Flair in the galley happened and we told you not to say nothing about it. Now you have to admit you had knowledge of it and you swept it under the rug. I think that's one of the worst things for a corporation to do is to have to admit that we knew and we just paid you off not to say anything.
I guess because we are all know it's a given. That's that's the catch-22, I guess. We all know it's a given because you got paid off. Like, so it's almost admitting guilt to a certain extent.
Yeah.
I believe it happened. Shit.
Well, I think we all. I mean, the fact that other wrestlers
It's kind of
agreed
like Bill
that it
Cosby.
happened
It's kind of like
on
the
the
Bill Cosby thing, though.
I think that's
them ladies got paid off. Signed
I think
NDA
that's
and still
slightly
said
different though.
something.
These women, honestly, were just trying to do their job.
True.
Cosby women, I'd still say there was some funny shit going on there.
No, I'm saying, but they signed NDAs
Oh, yeah,
and wasn't supposed to say anything. But I guess Cosby is a nigga, so he sued them still.
But in this situation, the thing, I really wouldn't care about this story to even bring it up on the podcast, but it kind of struck a chord with me because this is the first time I've ever heard a woman say this. She stated that she told her husband when she got back home about what happened and the WWE coming to her and trying to offer her a settlement. And her husband said, you should probably just take the money.
Ah,
No, wait,
no.
because I knew that was going to be your reaction. That's a typical woman's reaction when a man says something like that. But then she broke it down. She said, you're about to go up against Vince McMahon and the WWE. Do you really? He told her, I'm behind you either way. But if you thought what you went through on the plane was stressful, this might be more stressful. I'm with you either way, no matter what you do. But you know, Vince is going to come at you, hard. They're going to victim blame you. They're going to shame you. They're going to do this. All things which are true that do happen to victims of sexual assault. So he was behind her 100%, but he told her. And when she said that, I'm like, damn. I'm like, so really he wanted justice, but he didn't want his wife to suffer pursuing it.
There's people who have died in WWE and ain't nothing happened.
Right. So are you really going to bark up the wrong tree, and you do all this and then come up with nothing in the end?
I can get it, but I still can't because I think
you want him to fight Ric Flair.
But your husband or her husband?
No, not
Ric
that.
Flair
I was
whooped
like,
his ass.
I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna take legal matters because being someone that has been in a sexual assault position, I thought about this nigga messing with somebody else. Because I've seen it's like, okay, I was 13 at the time. You messing with I see you looking at motherfuckers younger than me. So that's why I'm sitting up there like, no, this is not the game we finna play. Because it's just like, nigga, if you messing with me and then looking at people younger than me, then I feel responsible for the fact that you messed with somebody else too.
But wouldn't the pain of, and I'm just asking, I'm asking for your honest opinion here. Wouldn't the pain of you going up, you saying, I'm not taking the money and my story going to be told, I'm going to court, I'm going to all this, and then nothing comes of it. He walks out scot-free. There's no repercussions to him because of Vince McMahon can't allow this to get out. So he's going to throw every dime he can at this with his team of attorneys and whoever he's got in his pocket as far as politics goes. Would that be more stressful? Because I think those are the things that drive people to kill themselves.
I think it depends on the person and how strong of the person is. You clearly know I'm hard-headed and very strong-headed as person, so I'm gonna come out and say what the fuck I gotta say, and then when the time comes, like this documentary, and I'm gonna come out like, I told y'all niggas, I told y'all, and then I'm gonna get paid from all this other stuff that's gonna. But it's just like I'm a person that I rather have my peace of mind. Mm-hmm. But everyone's not me, and I can understand that.
I remember a situation to me similar to Dave. I think Dave Chappelle said it years ago. Maybe it was Dave Chappelle, maybe it was Chris Rock. But my cousins used to sell drugs. I was never a dope boy or nothing like that. But I remember one particular time my cousin asked me to walk from 64th. We used to call it Nintendo because it was Nintendo 64. 64th and Call to Westline, which would have been up towards about 68th and Silver Spring. And walk, a package up to him. Walk a package up there. And I was like, okay, I did it. It's about 10:30 at night, summer day. I can't remember what day of the week it was. But I'm walking, and initially, as soon as I got to Silver Spring and had to walk up, I start seeing people walking. And for the first time in my life, I'm scared of people. Not because I'm afraid of people, but for this one night, I've got something somebody else wants. This one night, I have to walk past people having something that somebody else wants. And I put that to women because every day women have something some man wants. And they have to walk past these men, listening to comments or fighting hands or all this. And I try and be more sensitive to that. I mean, like I said, I can never put myself in be 100% sympathetic because I am a man, and sometimes I have made those comments, or I have stared too long, or I have took a glance I shouldn't have. But I think it's fucked up that these stewardesses got on the plane to just do their fucking job and were basically subjected to 9 hours of pure hell, because you got wrestlers flashing them, you got wrestlers throwing up, you got wrestlers fighting, you got one wrestler named Scott Hall was so drunk the stewardess came over there, checked to make sure he was still breathing. He woke up out his coma or whatever and just licked the whole side of her face. I'm just like, to be subject to that, and the only thing you came to do was to punch in to work that day.
And in a time where people thought it was okay.
And you're stuck and you're stuck 30,000 feet in the air. So you can't leave if you wanted to. Most you can do is probably go lock yourself in the kitchen or something like that. But then now you're forced to be locked in the kitchen for the remainder of the flight. It's really fucked up.
You don't know the half of it.
So again, like I said, I try and be, more conscious and mindful of, but I mean, some women are just damn fine. I can't help but stare and, maybe grunt a little bit and all that. And like, ma'am, I didn't mean any offense by my remarks, but
I think it's like the thing you got to think of when you do stuff like that is that's just you, and you're doing it what in your mind, what is a mild-mannered way. There's dudes that do it that's just hella vocal about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, imagine your daughter's in high school yet?
Like when they get to high school, because I got one that's turning 13 this year.
They gotta catch the bus to school. It was like when I was catching the bus to high school and stuff. It was motherfucker grown ass, old ass niggas pulling up on me talking about, can I give you a ride? Offering me money and stuff to get in the car with them and all that type of shit. And I was just trying to catch the bus to school. So it's just like dudes do stuff like this, and that shit that sticks with a lot of us for fucking years. For years, I used to dress like a fucking boy. It wasn't until I got like in my senior year where I just stopped doing it because I never want to show my body. But it's just like dudes, they just do shit and they think this shit is cool. It's really not.
Like, I don't know. I think this generation, maybe my generation up for it, it's always been obnoxious men. It's always been men that have been the term coined mannish or whatever, made comments like that. But to actually have a successful relationship with a woman now, you got to be something that men previous to us never had to be, and that's likable. You didn't have to be likable because a woman's whole survival depended on her being able to secure a relationship with a man. We're only 2 generations removed from the fact of women not being able to vote, not being able to have bank accounts, not being able to work, be in the workforce. Only 2 generations. So we keep those old mannerisms while the world has changed. Women can now go out and succeed for themselves. They can go out and earn for themselves. They can go out and invest for themselves. They can go out and speak for themselves. And now we're in this whole new era of, well, how else do we get them? How else can we secure a good woman? Now, I'm not talking about the, regular old scallywags or whatever. You want a chick that graduated from MIT or a chick that graduated with a law degree from Marquette or whatever. You don't know how to approach her secure because previous to, we didn't have to.
And birth rates are declining because women are deciding not to be in relationships anymore because they said they just rather not deal with them.
Exactly. So now you got to be in a new situation that is most foreign to most men, and that's actually be likable to women. Now, I still believe in compatibility on both sides and all that. I'm not taking anything away from that, but I'm saying you have to enter this relationship and actually be somebody that this woman likes, because while the numbers are shifted in the man's favor, the woman still can go out and find somebody else. She's not going to stick around and be yours. See, previous to this, again, we're 2 generations removed of a woman needing a man just to survive. So no matter if the man cheated on her or did whatever he did, that's why grandfathers could bounce around from house to house and grandmama would never say nothing because she had him locked down. Well, not locked down, but she had her position secured. So it's divorce him and try and figure this shit out on my own, which 9 times out of 10 it's not gonna work, or let him do what he gonna do. He'll be back home. He'll still go to work the next morning, pay the bills, take care of me and the kids. Don't work like that no more. So now niggas is out there.
Don't.
So now niggas are out there just throwing whatever at the wall and hoping it sticks. Hey, baby, you got a fat ass or whatever. Okay, that don't work. Okay, let me strong her and intimidate her to being with me. You know, then if that don't work, now niggas is resulting to killing chicks. If I can't have you, can't nobody else bow. And it's just a real fucked up thing instead of, you know, actually sitting down and trying to evolve with the species that you claim you want to be with.
They're doing everything but taking you out on a proper ass date, which is sad.
Well, social media fucked that up a lot too. I mean, social media made it a lot worse than it had to be.
See, I think the thing is though, is like we live in a time where, okay, yeah, a lot of females, they'll show their body. Like me, I post a picture, I be in my pajamas or something like that. And they think that just because you give me a little flirtatious thing that you finna get something else. And I'm just like, no, it's more than that. I posted it because I think I look good. When now they think we post because we want their attention. But no, a lot of the times we just post because it's like we know we look good. And if I could get you, I could get any other nigga. So what's the point of me talking to you type shit? So it's just... This new generation is some bullshit.
I just think it's just, you know, it's because there's certain men that have, you know, it's always some that's gonna figure it out and be like, oh, okay, I can't just approach her any old fucking kind of way, or I actually gotta sit up and, you know, actually think about how I can approach this woman or what she's into or what she likes. Another problem with it is social media, because social media, well, women have taken to social media. And it seems like they downright hate men. Okay, you can't say good morning. You can't say grand rising. You can't jump in their inbox, but you can't comment on their post. If you see a woman on social media, you really have to try and figure out how you can even approach her or get her to notice you. Don't like too many of her pictures of love. Everything gets you blasted a screenshot. Shit, at this point in time, you just got to be like, all right, I'm going to try. And if she do whatever, she just do whatever.
But the reason for that is because it's like the bar has been raised. Though it's like you saying good morning, but it's another nigga that's making a whole paragraph. How you doing, beautiful? All this just
and both niggas get blasted.
No, not just that, but it's just a lot more that you see that's being offered because you know everybody posts on their social media now. So what they say, okay, from the panels that I be listening to, a lot of when it comes to black women, they're dating out their race more. So imagine if I got two people in my inbox, the black dude that's in there flashing his money, gold in his mouth, just saying some fuck shit. And then this proper ass white dude that's in up there, hi, can I take you on this date? We can have a picnic and all this other shit that she been asking the nigga to do all the time and they don't do it. So it's like... Can
we put cultural differences in there too, though? Because this white guy might have been raised by his mom and his dad and his grandma and grandpa and all them lived together and been together. And because most races have maintained the structure of the family. It's the black people that were targeted and the whole structure of the family was broken away. So this guy that's flashing gold and money and stuff, his daddy was a music video or his daddy was some nigga on the hood.
How long can you use that as an excuse in a sense though?
It's not an excuse, it's a reason.
Well, not necessarily an excuse. How long can you use that? Because it's like they say welfare and all this. A lot of people are not on welfare though. It is a lot of people that are, but a lot of people aren't on welfare. And no one necessarily tells the black man to leave the goddamn home.
It's going to keep on happening until the people who actually accept it stop accepting it.
Yeah, it's like you have to break that generational curse.
Who actually be like, oh,
but
I like that shit.
I think my point was saying that there were cultural differences between the white guy and the white guy approach and the black guy approach. The black guy might necessarily not know that he was doing something wrong. He's only doing what he's seen. He's never seen true courtship. He's never seen true I can't think of the word when you try and chivalry. He's never seen true chivalry. He's never seen the whole flowers and the opening of the doors. He was never taught that. So should he be penalized, or should you just say, "Look,
I say yes."
I think
I say yes and no.
I would like to go out with you, but your approach is, off. If you want to get with me, these are the things I would like to see or require, or this, that, and the other, and we can go from there if you're willing to, instead of just posting him to blast him. Look at this fuck boy, he did this, that, and the other. Because some niggas are only doing the things that they've seen Future do, and the things that they've seen or they seen the things that they seen on shows like Power, where you just walk up to the chick and say, I'm gonna take you out, and you fucking her 15 minutes later. They don't know anything about trying to learn somebody or get to know somebody or chivalry. Like most men beat their wives because that's what they saw their daddies do.
Yes, but you still have to break that generational curse, because it's that I feel like that's not necessarily an excuse for me, because I talk to a lot of dudes. It's many times I like when they say what type of stuff you like. I say I like going on these type of dates. I like skating. I like flowers. I like this, and not one of them motherfuckers will give me flowers. So it's a lot of times they'll ask you these questions and completely fucking not listen.
Yeah, but at least you told them. There is no gray area now.
Yeah,
I laid it out on the table. You didn't do it, so now it's black and white.
I get that, but you said you putting a generational thing on there. Though, if there's another white guy or Armenian or whatever you want to say in the inbox that you sit up there and tell them that exact same thing, and they actually do it, then there's a difference in that, because I have had that too. Well, I said the same thing to the black dudes that I've said to the white dudes, and the white dudes are the ones that actually listened.
How many times can you say something to a white person, and then you turn around and say something to a black person, get two opposite answers?
You get two opposite answers.
And that's on anything.
My thing is, I talk to a majority of black men. So 9 times out of 10, I've said this more to black men than I've said it to a white man. But in all that time, a black man has never done it.
So what would make you even want a black man then? Just for skin color? Because he's not doing anything that you want.
My baby daddy is mixed with some stuff, but but I'm just saying, with most black women, studies even show we're more loyal to the black man, even though the black man doesn't listen to half the shit we say. It's just our loyalty to him, in a sense. And that's why I say, when I go listen to a lot of panels and stuff on other podcasts, I see call-ins of younger girls, younger generations in their 20s, saying they just giving up on it because they're sick of saying the same thing over and over and over. How many times have you seen them post, do men still buy flowers and do these and do that? And no, they don't. They fucking don't. And then the ones that say they do, they lie and say, it's like Calvin ass. If I take her on a date, I'm about to pay for her nails, this, and that. Just straight fucking lying.
I don't know the guy well enough. Maybe he do it, maybe he don't.
No, I'm just playing. But I'm saying, it's just like, how many times can you sit up there and say the same shit? Not saying that's everyone's experience, but I'm saying, me, for a person that talks to a lot of dudes, with my results, when I have actually accepted a date from a white guy, he listened more to what I wanted versus a black man, and I given the black man way more chances.
Well, then the only thing I can tell you is, if all your experiences with the black guys are gone south and the white guy treated you right, then you might be one of the people that need to jump over to the other side. Because it makes no sense to date somebody just because of skin color. I mean, it don't.
But that's the black woman's loyalty to the black man, though.
No,
I get it, but changing.
I get it, but
probably not.
I hate to say this, that's not our fault.
That is true.
If you want to be loyal to a fault, that is completely on you. I'm showing you who I am. I don't know why you ain't believing me. It's on you now. The ball is in your court. That's why I said you eliminate the gray areas. If you tell me what you want and I don't do it, there is no other gray area anymore. That's gone. It's black and white. Now pick your side.
But
are you gonna deal with my bullshit or you not?
But then you said we have to take their culture in, and then
we do.
Yeah, but you, in a sense, you telling us we got to train them. But then
I just said you had to say what you wanted to eliminate that gray area. That's the only thing I said. Say what you want. I'm not saying you're gonna get it, but if you do, you said it. and he did not meet your requirement. So there is no room for if or but or whatever. I told this dude I need to be cut. I like to cuddle. I like picnics by the lake and all this other stuff. And he wouldn't do none of that shit. So there is no we could have worked out. No, you couldn't have worked out because he wasn't the person that you wanted.
True.
The Mexican or the white or the Chinese guy, that's the one that you wanted because he's the one that did. Dating somebody for purely just skin color. Look, the woke people can get mad all they want. I'm out here to be happy for me. I'm not out here to make a public statement for the masses or whatever. If the person that's for me is a Hmong or whatever, or Chink or whatever it is, that's the person I'm gonna be with.
That's yeah.
Well, that's
I don't
the
think you're supposed to say that.
Well, you can't say Chink no more either. No, you can't say shit. All right, but
with that though, I agree. But with this new generation, a lot of times when you do see females sitting up there actually going to the other side, then there's all this other heat from niggas again.
I don't live my life for everybody else.
But
so
I'm saying that's you. But I'm saying with this new generation of niggas, it's like they can date out all they want, but as soon as a black girl dates out, it's some type of disloyalty.
This ain't nothing new. This been going on since black people been free. It's been interracial relationships, and people have been getting killed and harassed and kicked off their jobs, and kids tormented because of interracial dating. If they had the balls and were strong enough to do it back then because they wanted to be truly happy with the person that they love, getting talked about on social media ain't that fucking bad. Be with who makes you happy.
True.
I don't care about how many people got to say, oh, you with that white bitch or whatever. She the one that make me happy. True. And call my wife a bitch again, or call my girlfriend a bitch again, or call the person I'm with a bitch again.
Mel gonna beat that.
I'm gonna see Mel ain't white, but I'm just saying, if I was dating a white person, I'm not out here to make y'all happy. I don't understand why me being with somebody message y'all up so much. You know, it's no kick. I don't ever think that when black celebrities go out and get with a white chick, that is necessarily a kick as much as people make it to be. Yes, they could have been with a black person, but maybe that's not what made them happy. Nobody stopped to ask them, hey, what does she really make you happy? Because if the answer is now yes, you have no argument. Well, why weren't you with a black chick? I just told you who truly made me happy, and it was her. This has nothing to do about race. This has something to do with a matter none of us can deny, and that's our fucking hearts.
I think it's different.
You can't choose who you love no more than you choose who the day you was born.
With celebrities, I think they get mad when they see you preaching to black women and then you date a white woman. That's why a lot of black women get mad. Like the Michael B. Jordan situation when he was on that boat with all them white bitches and shit, and then you made a movie talking about the Lauren London movie and everything. They was like, "No, you doing that to cater to her." Pretty much it was a rumor that you got with Lori Harvey and you did all this just to cater to black women so you can get them to watch the movie, in a sense. So I think that's why a lot of black women get mad when you do shit like that.
It's a money thing. It's a money grab. Just like Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels gets all this heat, particularly from black women, from the way he talks. What nobody pays attention to, or nobody have done the research, or nobody ever thought about it, went back and listened. His whole show was making black men accountable for themselves. That's how his show started. The first 3 or 4 seasons of his show were all aimed at black men doing better.
I can agree with that.
The money didn't start rolling in until he started chastising black women. So he went to where the checks would come in, like any of us would, because we have bills and we have to survive. So he kept on doing that. But for people to say he only talks about black women and degrades women or whatever, no, he started off holding men accountable, but that wasn't profitable. You know why it wasn't profitable? Women are the biggest consumers. Women are the biggest names. The biggest audience to cater to in media. The things you have to do to make $1, you got to do to make $1. So Michael B. Jordan, while he might have done that movie, maybe it was just money related. Maybe he truly feels that way. I don't know, but you can't help who you love.
Now that you throw Kevin Samuels in there, I have to say his fan base is damn near coming in right after the fucking Barbs.
I'm sure.
Because a lot of times it's not even Kevin Samuels. It's the people that follow him that's an issue. Because a lot, like, if
I think at
Like,
least
if you go
90-10.
If you go into one of Kevin Samuels live, and all you gotta do is look at the comments, it's a bunch of niggas that hate black women.
Mm-hmm.
And
I agree with you.
Leave that these black bitches alone. Leave these single mothers alone. These niggas be having 3 or 4 kids with 3 or 4 baby mamas type shit.
He empowered all the fuck boys because they now think that only the woman has to be held accountable because he told her if she has 2 kids and she's over 35, well, you need to just take what you can get. Okay, now the fuck boys feel empowered. Yeah, you might as well just come on get with me because you ain't got many options.
But he don't sit up there and say nothing to I feel like I can respect Kevin Samuels more if he sit up there and say, hey, if she got these many kids, you need to take what you get. But nigga, you got this many kids with these many baby mamas, so you need to shut the fuck up too and take care of all your kids. But you will blame everything on the black woman being a single mom, but you don't blame nothing on the black man that walked out and ain't taking care of his fucking
that's my
kid
point, though.
either.
He did, but it didn't get the response or the feedback that he gets.
But my
now.
thing is, your integrity has to put something in that also.
No, a lot of people trade that for a check real easily. We've seen that down through the years.
And that's why I don't have a respect for Kevin Samuels. Because it's just like, you can sit up there and say whatever the fuck you want to say about what women need to do, but you need to sit up there and address these niggas too, which is why you don't get no respect from women. We could listen to you and respect you if you address that same shit to these niggas too.
But the caveat to all that is he doesn't need the respect for the women because the women are going to tune in.
I don't.
Yeah, but there's a whole lot more that look like you that do. So they're the ones that make his audience. His audience is only a fraction of men because most men like me, they don't want to hear you sitting up bashing black women and shit like that. You know, especially men that hold black women in high regard. I say all the time, as much as I may criticize both sides, black women and men, if God created anything better than a black woman, he kept it for himself. Best thing that ever hit the face of the earth, in my opinion. So I don't want to sit here and listen to you bash black women or whatever, but there's a whole lot of black women that tune in just to get on the show because he's not making these chicks, call in and get tracked. And you know what you're gonna get when you call in.
And that's why I said up there,
girl, I'm on the line. I got Kevin Samuels and the friend in the background. Oh hell no, bitch! Don't let him talk to you like that. And he just sitting there tearing her apart.
And that's
I'm like, why would you subject yourself to
this? I said I'm good. I ain't saying nothing else to these bitches because if you get on there and let your ass get ate up, that is your own fault. Like me is outspoken as I am, I'm not outspoken enough to get on there and go back and forth with this nigga on his show. You have to get on my show so I can overpower you. But it's just like, nigga, you gonna cut me off, do all type of shit.
And then hang up on you if you talk too much.
Exactly. And me, I know I'm gonna talk too much, so ain't no point in doing no shit like that. And I don't think that's what goes through their goddamn heads. They get on there thinking they have a point. Like, I got a fucking point, and he's gonna listen. And then he sit up there, nah, shut your ass up and just clicks you off. I'm not, no.
Yes, and this
ain't
happens.
Nothing about that show makes me want to tune in.
Yeah, but my only point was people actually don't understand. He did that as a marketing scheme because he was tearing black men up before. Oh, you're not taking your kids. He's always preached taking care of responsibilities, taking care of your kids, marrying black women and making a family, about how the strength was in the black family back in the 60s, and that's what the fucked us up to this day.
Says the 2-time divorce nigga.
Hey, it don't matter how many times you get it wrong; it's how many times you get it right.
And him making baby mamas also.
It happens.
So, but he thinks he's a catch.
I've never actually heard him say that though.
He has said it.
I've never heard him say that, but I mean, he could have. It. But at the same time, marriages don't work out. That's just life. It happens. That doesn't mean that. But I would honestly, I would rather listen to somebody that's divorced than I would that somebody had a 40, 50-year marriage. I really would. And here's the reason. Because the person that is divorced has seen both sides. He started off in love and he got to the point where he fell out of love. And then he got through the real difficult point of divorce, because in divorce, you got all sorts. Because I'm a divorcee, you got all sorts of emotions.
I ain't finna listen to you, nigga. No,
I'm serious. You got regret or whatever. You might want to go back. You trying to figure it out. Do I really want to be with this person? Don't I want to be with him? All that other shit. To even entertain the fact of loving somebody else after a divorce is strength within itself, as far as I'm concerned. A person that's been in love for 40 years to the same person has only known one kind of love with one person, and it's tailored for you. So all the advice that you're going to give me has only been from one person. Where the divorcee has loved one person and probably moved on to the next and remarried that person. If you're a 2-time divorcee, you got it wrong twice. But you're my inspiration to saying if I get it wrong twice, I can keep trying. I didn't give up on black women. I just couldn't work out with these two. So I didn't cast black women aside and say, you know what, fuck black women. I'm just going to go get the Chinese
Bekisha
or whatever, or a Karen or whatever. I'm going to keep on trying. But that's just my opinion. That's just my take on things. I learn more from failure than I do from success.
I'd rather listen to both.
No, I'm sure you can get a message out of both. And I'm not saying you should disregard the person that's been married for 40 years because I'm sure they got some jewels in there. It's just me personally, if I had a choice and I have to, I'm going to listen to failure before I listen to success because you learn everything, in my opinion, you learn everything from failure. You don't learn shit from success.
You can't learn something from somebody because I feel like a lot of times that 40-year marriage, it could have led to divorce, but they did something to make it not fail in a sense.
Oh, you're 100% right.
Like I know, like with my grandparents or whatever, they was on the verge of divorce, and then they had to do what they had to do to figure it out. And from what I was told, none of it had to do with cheating and stuff like that. Thank God my granddaddy didn't have no kids outside the home, all that to just fuck my head up. But I just
he would have hung up on her. We missed that one, but some guy said he would have hung up on you, Kevin Samuels.
he definitely would have. He definitely would have hung the fuck up on me. He's like, bitch, you see, this was wrong with you bitches, you black bitches.
Damn.
He said that before.
And last point, real quick. We're gonna hit this real quick because I think I'm gonna have a whole podcast next week dedicated to this. We're gonna talk about verses, and we're talking about
talk about Karen Civil.
Karen Civil?
Mm-hmm.
That crook. Okay, we'll talk about Karen Civil real quick. Basically, she's accused of stealing money. This is not the first time she's been accused of. I think Lil Wayne told us about 8-9 years ago that she wasn't right.
Cameron too.
And Cameron. Now, Karen Civil is the woman that is basically a strategist, a social media strategist. She's a marketer.
She called herself the Olivia Pope of it.
She's strategically in marketing. She's a person that came up with the website. I can't remember what it was called, but when Lil Wayne went to jail, she came up with the website where Lil Wayne could post letters to his fans from Rikers Island. She's also handled different accounts.
Nipsey Hussle, which was some shady shit in that too.
Well, Nipsey, Cameron, anybody in the industry, she's done some kind of marketing for. Well, Joyner has just come out and basically said that this woman has stolen $60,000 from her.
It was 60, yep.
Roughly about $60,000 in bad deals or whatever that really weren't bad. She just kind of pocketed the money. She's since come out and denied it, but it's a fan base growing that she did the shit.
And she also, with Jason Lee, she hired a hacker and got his website taken down. So she's being sued now for that because she admitted to it. And she is in Nicki Minaj's back pocket too.
Yes.
So when Nicki was going through it with Cardi B and stuff, she was paying people to sit up there and take stuff down about Nicki and post bad shit about Cardi. I remember a while back though, she got into it with Nipsey because she was allegedly Nipsey's side chick. She leaked that Nipsey got another chick pregnant and everything, and Nipsey knew it was her. So she been on some funny style shit for the longest.
Well, hopefully Karen Civil, you know, this really ain't been a good week for black women. It really hasn't. We done talked about Sha'Carri, we done talked about Karen, we done talked about Nicki and all this.
Okay, now none of that compared to Ric LaFlair.
Oh, Ric Flair.
But he white.
You said Love Flair?
I don't know why.
Flair? Off of Facebook.
Yeah.
Rich.
Yeah, but
with the tight jeans.
That's a white man.
So like I said, we're gonna touch on this real quick, and then I'm gonna probably get some people to help do this episode next week. But we're talking about verses, and this stemmed after our most recent verses was Fat Joe versus Ja Rule, in which
fuck Fat Joe.
Ja Rule came out and to me stole the show. basically outperformed, and strategically his hits might have been, well, they were to me better than Fat Joe's. His playlist was better than Fat Joe's. So right after that, Jermaine Dupri released a tweet saying, adding Puff Daddy, saying that he was in the garden, you know, that he wanted to basically go a couple rounds with him in a versus battle. Puffy responded, first giving JD, no, not first giving JD, basically saying that his arms were too short to box with God. He would kill him with Biggie and Mary J. Blige alone. That he respects him, he's a legend, but he's waiting for Dr. Dre. I'll say this again next week.
Excuse me?
Basically disregarding JD and not doing his challenge, and then saying he was waiting for Dr. Dre. Fast forward Thursday night, there was a live going. Fat Joe does a live on Instagram 2 or 3 times a week. And on this live, he had Snoop Dogg, Jermaine Dupri, and they got Puffy to join the live. So all 4 of them on the live, and basically Puffy and Jermaine Dupri are kind of jaw-jacking, going back and forth, and Puffy's telling them no. He was like, nobody listens to your shit. I when I'm out, I don't hear nobody playing your shit. It's over. It's sad. You can't fuck with me. You can't beat me. I want Dre. Bring
JD
on
got
Dre.
some hits.
Now, my take on this, and social media's went crazy, particularly the 2 people I believe that 2 people I'm going to try and get on the show next week, and that would be Scales and Weave, who have been, you know, basically nothing short of agreeing with what Puffy says. Now, no matter what you agree with, which is favorable to Puff Daddy, because I don't think anybody has as many hits as him or as many legendary hits as a producer. But you can't knock what JD has done, what he's accomplished, the hits that he's put out. And if you want to go to me from a schematic standpoint, the person that matches up to Puff Daddy the best is Jermaine Dupri. I think while there are no bigger names than Dr. Dre and Puff Daddy, Dr. Dre doesn't match up with Puff Daddy at all. Yes, he can counter some Biggie hits with Tupac hits. Okay, that's fine. He can counter some, you know, lock shit with, you know, his other Death Row projects. But there's not a whole R&B bag. He's produced maybe a couple hits for Mary and them, but there's not a big R&B bag for Dre to pull from when Puffy goes into his. Now, Jermaine Dupri has one.
I think Puffy want an easy win.
And that's all I'm saying. It's looking to me like he's taking the easier out. Yeah, those are the 2 biggest draws, Dr. Dre and Puff Daddy. But at the end of the day,
looking at these hits,
it's not going to fare well.
Looking at these hits, Puff compared to Jermaine Dupri, Jermaine got some.
I'm not saying that Jermaine Dupri would win, but I'm saying, you know what? It's a chance. It's a chance that Puffy could lose.
In the top songs, Jermaine got, you know, Mariah Carey is like that. There's just number 2 on his stuff. But Welcome to Atlanta, the Migos, Franchise Boys. So a lot of his stuff is still played today.
Well, I agree with that,
including some of Bow Wow shit.
But the thing about Jermaine Dupri is there's a chance that Jermaine Dupri could walk away with it. Now,
exactly.
would it be easy, or and a whole lot of things got to fall in place that normally wouldn't? But let's say Puffy selects a couple songs at the wrong order, the placement isn't right, and JD can sneak those rounds. Well, now Puffy might be in trouble because you can't play all Biggie, you can't play all Mary J. Nobody's gonna want to listen to that all night. They're gonna want to hear everything.
I just want to say, and it's gonna cause some ruffled feathers with Puffy because, you know, after I seen a little comment when they was like, you can't play nobody you still owe money to, them motherfuckers gonna come out of the woodworks like, you owe me money for this song, this song, this song, this song. Like, I feel like Puffy needs to just stay out the versus battles altogether, because try playing some Mace music and see what the fuck gonna happen to your ass.
Puffy remixes by itself. I mean, I respect JD, but Puffy bag is deep.
It is.
But JD,
and I'm not arguing that.
It is.
And I'm not arguing that at all. I'm arguing that JD is a better fit.
It is a better
than Dr. Dre.
I'm arguing with Don from Slick Talk daily. He swears that Dre is gonna handle Puff, but
just because you
This is
like
not-
certain
this
songs,
is not
don't mean
1998.
that's what it
no,
is.
you said you hit it right on the head. He has no his R&B bag is about deep as a Crown Royal bag.
Exactly.
You can reach it there, and then that's about it. He got about 3-4 of them, and that's it.
Where if you ask Puffy could pull out an R&B song for damn near every occasion, weddings, funerals.
He could pull out a slow song
Yeah,
and kill it.
yeah. So who could match up better to that than a fucking Jermaine Dupri, who's had hits after hit. And Jermaine Dupri is not. You're not gonna call somebody out and not do your homework. Jermaine Dupri knew who he was calling out. Jermaine Dupri knew what was gonna go on with this. I fuck with both. I fuck with both producers. I really do.
Jagged Edge.
I do. I really fuck with both producers. But if you Jermaine Dupri and Puffy is gonna be a big draw. It is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're looking at easy over 1 million on Instagram alone. And I watch the shit on Instagram because I like looking at the celebrity comments, because the celebrities, they be in there arguing, they be drunk, they talking shit, all that stuff. Celebrities are fans just like us. You got the names, because now it's popular to bring people out to do your songs with you. So now you can see the Brat come out and perform a song, or maybe Chris Cross, who you ain't seen in 30 years, come out.
Go on.
Oh no, I'm just saying,
I think the thing is Puffy, he gonna bring out, who was it, Mary and Biggie and stuff. But when I look at JD got a variety of people, because he got Jagged Edge, Mariah Carey, P. Pablo, Nelly. Not saying everybody looking for P. Pablo, but Freakily was a good ass song. Chingy, Paul Wall, Chris Brown, Murphy Lee,
112,
Janet
Jodeci.
Jackson, Migos, Tory,
and that's also
even
the
Tory
game.
Lanez.
That's also the game.
And that's
changer.
one of his
The
highest
Jodeci.
ones.
Jodeci by itself.
Yeah,
Jodeci bag is deep.
Yeah.
I mean,
DIC, 3LW, UGK, Tyrese,
Yeah, Carl Thomas, Case.
the French Eye Boys.
He got a lot of one hitters too.
I think They Like Me is a good ass song.
I mean, to me,
Avant.
it's like Puffy is smarter than he's letting on. He knows that Dre is the easier
Mhm.
win here. By far is the easier win, because it's only so much of Dre's old hits and maybe some Eminem and 50 Cent that you can play.
He's looking at it from
He can
he's looking at it
Mariah
from
Carey.
marketing
All I
too.
want for Christmas is
He's
you
a
and I.
marketing
It's about-
genius. Marketing against JD ain't the same as marketing against Dre.
No, it's not. But once we
It's
get to the
bit-
actual performance and time of watching, we're going to see why it should have been Jermaine Dupri and not Dr. Yeah, from an optic standpoint, Dr. Dre versus Puff Daddy.
Yes.
East versus West. Death Row versus Bad Boy. Yeah,
Yes.
it's everything on the lights.
Squash it.
Too
Squash
Short,
the beat.
Nate Dogg.
It's everything on the lights. But once you sit down and we watching this shit, you're like, dog.
JD got spits. That's what they're gonna be saying.
I'm gonna say that, and I agree. He does have hits. I just don't want to see him against. I don't want to see him against Dre. It's foul. It's gonna be foul.
It is. I mean, if we're gonna do that, I mean, look, you have to have somebody with a deep R&B bag
And
that
I feel-
produced a deep
yeah,
R&B
I
bag
feel-
and a deep hip hop bag. And only
And
people
Dre is mostly hip hop.
90%. 90% hip hop.
I
Now,
don't
do
even
Dre
know
got some
what-
legendary hits? Yes, he do.
What's R&B for Dre?
The Mary cuts he did.
Hateration.
Uh-huh.
Michelet.
No,
Can he play Michelet?
I'm sure he can. He produced it.
Then she gonna come out with that squeaky ass voice again.
Is that even cool?
No,
After
no
Survivor
disrespect.
Compton?
No disrespect, Michelet.
What's that song?
He was
It's
wrong.
so contagious.
Mhm.
It drives me
You're
crazy.
Hypnotic. I think it's hypnotic. Because my mom used to play that shit all the fucking time.
It's very slim. We pulling. We reaching with these ones. We reaching.
Hypnotic, hip something.
I mean, it's not a deep
He better
bag.
not. He never pull that out because he's gonna get stomped. Whatever.
I mean, and yeah, I know what the rebuttal for Scales would be. The rebuttal for Weed would be about, oh well, what he gonna do when he play this? I hate that. I hate when people say that. What he gonna do when he play this?
He gonna
or
play
whatever.
some
Because
good shit.
all of these verses I've watched, and mind you, I've been the biggest advocate for these verses since the lockdown because it was just entertaining to me. The songs that you want them to play, they don't play.
At all. At fucking
So while you
all.
making your list in your head, oh well, Puffy, I got 30 Puffy songs. He might use 10 of them things.
Right. He
They-
got a
they
whole
be-
mace bag.
They be letting us down with that shit. It's like, you could have won if you just used my list.
Everybody sit there and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make these lists out before the verses because they gonna play this song, they gonna play this song. Them motherfuckers get up
We should
there,
start
they
taking
get
bets on
drunk.
which songs they play.
they get drunk and high, and then they can't see,
They can't-
and then next thing you know, they all messed up. Like that's how Fabulous lost against Jadakiss. Fabulous got up there just thinking it was in the bag. We thought it was in the bag for Fabulous. Fabulous got more hits than Jermaine.
But what they learning now,
Not the Jadakiss. And then guess what? Got his ass kicked. Then what happened? Dipset. From an optic standpoint, Dipset had way more hits than the Locks. From an optic standpoint, what did the Locks do? Got up there and completely tore Dipset apart. Nelly and Ludacris. Everybody swore, okay, well, Country Grammar alone to kill, half of Ludacris back.
And I
Ludacris
knew Ludacris
dissected-
was gonna beat that ass.
Ludacris dissected that man. Let's stop with what they gonna do when they play this. That question is stupid and it's invalid because you don't know what their favorite hits are of theirs. We know what our favorite hits are. We might even know the ones that still get played to this day that got charted the highest. They might not like them though.
and then juxtaposing it against what they play. Once you hear it, you be, oh shit, that shit bang. All of a sudden he pulls something. He pulls Special Delivery out. And
Yeah.
like, oh shit, I forgot about Special Delivery. That shit bang.
Like I give you one surprise. The most shocked I've ever been in the verses was against Dipset, and it was against this Dipset and the Locks. When the Locks did get up there and they said, y'all ain't got no hits, y'all ain't got no commercial hits, and for the most part, they were right. The Locks were a grimy group that made their fame off of basically featuring other people's stuff and putting out grimy shit for New York niggas. They pulled out and they did
Mariah
balling.
Carey.
There is no song technically you would think that the Locks had that could be balling. Balling still gets played to this day. When Jada turned around and said, that's all y'all got, he told the DJ, let's go, and All About the Benjamins played. I forgot they even featured on that song.
Killed
But
it.
there is no song bigger than All About the Benjamins from a standpoint of actual rap music.
Killed it. It's all it's chess.
So as long as JD comes into this thing with, you know what? I know what Puffy got. I know he can hit me with. All I can do is counter. So I got to be prepared for this, and I got to be prepared for this.
Man, he wasn't even ready for the FaceTime the battle.
He was just too busy trying to shit on Jermaine Dupri. I think he did that because he got
No, I'm
more
talking
money.
about Jermaine Dupri wasn't ready for it.
Yeah,
Oh.
Puffy did
Puffy-
say, let's go 5 songs right now. Let's go 5. And that was kind of embarrassing because JD was clearly in his studio when the live was going down.
He could have pulled 5 songs right off his computer right there. I
Mhm.
think
Yeah, but
Puffy was
you
on
gotta-
a
you gotta
golf
play
course or
chess
some
now.
shit. in
You
the
gotta play
yard.
chess, not checkers. Don't show your hand yet. Don't show your hand.
Well, I
got
can
your
agree with
back,
that, too.
JD.
I can agree with you,
I got
too,
your back, JD.
Mm-hmm. I think that's the matchup.
Because my thing is, he could have played his best 5 songs, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'll take you," and then already done found something to beat your shit out. Nah, don't do it, JD.
But then again, a lot of what Puffy is doing is Huff because Huff, like Puffy said,
Ass gonna get sued.
at weddings, I don't hear none of your shit, JD. And I'm like, let's get married. I hear that at damn near every wedding I go to.
I hear Welcome to Atlanta. I hear Welcome to Atlanta in fucking Milwaukee.
But I think that's the matchup. But I'm gonna get some self-proclaimed
Still hearing Bow Wow ass everywhere.
self-proclaimed music analysts in here so they can chop it up with me on that one.
Self-proclaimed.
But y'all, thank y'all for tuning in to this episode of Real Bar Talk Podcast. Y'all know how to reach us, Real Bar Talk Podcast, gmail.com, Real Bar Talk Podcast on Facebook, Real Bar Talk Podcast on Instagram, bar_MKE on Twitter. Listen to us wherever you stream your podcast from, Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts. So from me to you, make sure your next drink is a cold one. We out.
No sucking dick in the parking lot.
What up, though? Milwaukee's Realest Podcast. Mr. Unpopular Opinion, Thorium.
BB Handy. Haley, y'all.
Milwaukee's realest podcast.